Hello and welcome to this week's Craft and Chat. It's Tuesday, the 5th of December, 2023. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching live, can you do me a sound and light check, please? And if you are watching the replay, thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch. 20 minutes or so of chatting, and then we get some crafting underway. Let me just check. I am where I think I am. It's always a good plan. Yeah, that's good. That is good. Okay, it looks like I've got a few people joining me, so that is excellent. I will say I am waiting for the UPS man. So he is bound to ring the doorbell when whilst I'm live. It's like it's destiny. It's always the same. Whenever I've got a delivery coming, it always comes when I'm live. So good afternoon, Michelle. Thanks for joining us today. Yeah, we've got lots more people coming now. So that's good. Okay, so let's run through a few things that are happening with Stampin' Up. And actually, no, I might... which way round shall I go today? Actually, yeah, I'll talk about Stampin' Up stuff first, and then we're going to have a chat about something else. So today launched a hello Martha. Hi Ali. hello. Right, so as people are joining, I will say hello to you momentarily. So last week when we chatted, shipping was a bit of a disaster because we were really behind. Now, yesterday they caught up, but today is the launch of pre-order for the new catalogue for demonstrators, which means demonstrators will be ordering lots of stuff. I was up very late last night ordering things so I can get a head start on January. And as well as that, we've had a clearance rack refresh. Now, if you haven't checked it out, please go and check it out. There is so much stuff on there and amazing discounts, some amazing papers and things from previous catalogues. Seriously, you do not want to miss out. And I've been it's been making me smile all morning. My email inbox has been pinging with orders coming in and the bargains that people are getting and some of my most favorite papers and things. So it's all there's a mountain of stuff. Plus, obviously, there's the retiring list. So goodies from this catalogue that are retiring are also available as well. So do not delay. Well, hang out with me for the next hour or just kind of scroll on your phone while you're watching me on on your computer. I don't know, but I don't want you to miss out, so that's really important. But obviously, like I said, we're caught up, but it will slow down again because of it's just volume of orders. And if you want anything before Christmas, you've got until the 15th. So you've got 10 days. But I say this all the time, and I apologize for saying it all the time, but not really, because actually you need to know this, that you need to order stuff or when you see it. And when you think, I'd really like that, because you'll go back and it'll be gone, or it'll be out of stock, or it'll be coming back later. I'm going to sneeze in a second. Hang on. So just kind of be aware that you need to sorry, see, I knew it was coming. Yeah, you just don't kind of put it off, don't come back to it, and certainly not with clearance rack anyway, because when that's gone. But even with new catalog stuff and things, our the products that we get in, when something becomes very, very popular, it's just gone, and I don't want you to miss out. Thank you for the blessings for my sneeze. So I can't remember where I got up to, so I'll start from the beginning. Hello, Michelle and Martha and Ali and Sue and Donna. Australia's in the house. Helen's in Barbados. Helen, what are you doing watching me? Or when you're in Barbados? How warm is it? I'm really pleased that you're watching me, but shouldn't you be like lying on a beach, or I don't know. What time is it? I guess it's fairly early morning. Gordie's here from North Carolina. Margaret's here. Judith's saying thank you for her raffle prize that came this morning. Awesome. Okay. So, a question for you. For those of you that have Christmas dinner, and I appreciate that's not everybody, but for those of you that have Christmas dinner, what do you have for pudding? Now, the very quick answer is Christmas pudding. But I know that isn't true. Not many people eat Christmas pudding. I don't think, anyway. So, bit of a poll. What do you eat for pudding for Christmas dinner? And for those of you that either don't do Christmas or don't have Christmas pudding, if you were going to have a big family meal for any celebration, what would you have for pudding? So, what would you do? I'm interested. So let me know. Meantime, can somebody please tell me what is going on with Royal Mail at the moment? It is driving me crackers. So I've been sending out craft-along kits. I've been sending raffle prizes, cards, all sorts of things. Some things are getting to like the very northern tip of Scotland in like 36 hours. And other things are going 10 minutes down the road and taking a week. What's going on? Over the weekend, I was up in Lincolnshire with the family, and my next door neighbours are really awesome, and they take in parcels for me all the time. And you would think I work from home, so therefore I'm in most of the time, and actually I am, but now and then stuff, we're out, so we've gone out for a walk or whatever. So 2 weekends ago, we went out for a walk. We had a delivery. The delivery said it was with our next door neighbours. The picture that they'd taken was black. There was no light in it whatsoever. And obviously it was dark when it was delivered, but there was no flash, no nothing. So it wasn't with the neighbours. It was thrown over the back fence. And then this weekend, whilst we were away, I was tracking all the parcels, And now on Royal Mail, you when you're tracking something, you can get it to like postpone the delivery, for want of a better word. So on Thursday, I postponed 4 deliveries till Monday. I got confirmations that they were going to come on Monday. I continued to track them, and on Saturday morning, they all said out for delivery. And the pictures that I got was of a box, just one of the 4, hanging out of the letterbox. So I've texted my next door neighbour and said, please, can you go and look at my doorstep? And yeah, so there was a parcel hanging out of the letterbox and 3 other parcels on the doorstep. What? Why? Why? Why is it not joined up? So if anybody's got any insight into what's happening, let me know. But as a consequence, I'm going to try really hard to get December's craft along out this week. I've said that now. Or at the very latest early next week, because obviously with the Christmas post and everything else, I need you to get it. So it's rubbish. So let's have a look. Judith's here. Oh, let me see. Donna's here, so she has pudding and custard or pavlova. Oh, Helen says that we're keeping her busy while she goes out. It's 29 degrees. So for my international friends, that's centigrade, not Fahrenheit. Oh, Helen's father-in-law makes the most incredible apple pie. So this is why I asked Sue. So at her table, she has Christmas pudding, sticky toffee pudding, and chocolate puddings. So let's see. So if you're wondering what we're talking about, I'm moaning about Royal Mail, but we're actually talking about what do you have for pudding on Christmas Day? And if you don't celebrate Christmas or you don't have a big meal at Christmas, what is your sort of family go-to pudding? Oh, lemon souffle, says Judith. Is that hot lemon souffle or cold lemon souffle, Judith? Val's here from Florida. Ali says they're all peasants. And Donna's going, it sounds like Australia Post. And Val is saying the US Postal Service is exactly the same way. Patience will be the word of the month. Yeah, I think you're right. We can't actually do anything about it apart from get stuff out early, but it just seems a bit weird. So Judith's saying cold souffle. It's her mum's recipe. Yeah, I love cold souffle. I love hot souffle, but it's just such a pain to do. But I also love anything lemon. Hands down, if there is a lemon dessert available, that is what I will pick. Even over chocolate. I know that's kind of weird, isn't it? But yeah, I do. I would always pick lemon. So in our house, we have Christmas pudding. And we need Kim's can't eat dairy, so it has to be a dairy-free Christmas pudding. Half of the family don't like Christmas pudding at all, so they have to have something different. We've now got people in the family that their tradition is Yule logs. So we've got Christmas pudding, maybe some kind of sticky toffee pudding or other kind of chocolatey dessert, Yule log. There's always somebody that says, can I have some ice cream? Always somebody that wants ice cream. So I think, we can have almost as many desserts as there are people around the table. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I also like thick dollopy cream, just the extra thick cream that you kind of scoop out and splat on your on top of whatever it is. But a lot of people also like pouring cream, and then we need a dairy-free cream as well. So yeah, many things, many puddings. Yeah. So Ali's saying Christmas pudding and cheesecake in her house. Hello, Anita. Thanks for joining us. Sue was saying ice cream as well. Mince pies are there. Cornish cream, Ali. Oh, clotted cream. Delicious. Yeah. So isn't it? I don't know. Isn't it funny? I've got to defrost my freezer before Christmas because I've got a little freezer, like a fridge freezer in the kitchen, but I've got a chest freezer out in the garage, and the ice is really thick, so I need to fish everything out. But at the bottom of the freezer is fruit from at least 18 months ago. So there's damsons and gooseberries and rhubarb. So I can see quite a lot of crumbles happening in my world in the next few days as I kind of get it defrosted and sorted it out. Anita's saying pavlova. Sue's sharing her trick with us. So she says, take the lid off the mince pie, put the thick cream inside, and then put the lid on. Yum. And Ali's saying Rodas is the best Cornish clotted cream. Yeah, I love clotted cream. Actually, probably one of my favorite desserts is Cornish ice cream with clotted cream on the top. It was something that when we used to have holidays, when the kids were little, and we would often camp, and we'd go into Devon or Cornwall, and it didn't matter whether it was sunny or raining or whatever, everybody wanted ice cream. And our favorite place to go did the lovely waffle cones with ice cream on the top, and then a great big dollop of clotted cream on the top, which of course freezes. Delicious. But I'm super excited. I think I told you one of the awards from Stampin' Up that I received this year was choice of an item, and I've picked an ice cream maker. I don't know when it's coming. It'll just be a surprise when it arrives. But how exciting is that? So so all of that fruit that I've got, I'm actually going to be looking for some recipes so I can prep the fruit in advance of making an ice cream. Sue says her mouth's watering. I know. We need to go and get all these lovely Lovely desserts. Although I need to find now a lemon mousse, lemon souffle recipe. That'd be lovely. Joanna, she has a Jersey cow herd on her farm and she has Jersey cream. Okay, so that will actually top everything. Because fresh cream, oh wow, how wonderful. Oh, rhubarb and ginger jam ice cream, says Sue. Goodness me. Right, that's it now. We're going to have to stop talking about food. I can just see everyone going off shopping now. To go and get some more cream. Thank you, Judith. She's going to send me her mum's recipe. Okay, so I've had 3 cards this week. I've actually had my first Christmas card has arrived. So I'm going to show you that as well. But I'm just going to show you this. This is actually from my daughter. This is one of the kits. And then this is from one of my team, Angela. Just a really, really lovely card. And then this is my first Christmas card. It's from Karen. And this is such a cool idea. You need to all do this. So look at this. So she's got a patterned paper and she's put 2 bits of ribbon across to make it look like a present with a little tag on it. How cool is that? And how quick and simple is that for all those pieces of patterned paper that you are hoarding? I say that in the kindest possible term. You know, we all like to keep pieces of paper. So that's good. So Joanna's hungry. Oh, Sue's saying not ice cream, just jam. Oh, okay. Rhubarb and ginger jam. Okay. Actually, I could make gooseberry jam. Good thinking. I'll probably do that. Oh, Donna said her craft group had her Christmas party yesterday and she picked lemon drizzle cake with lemon curd. Yeah. See, I love lemon curd particularly. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to make a couple of quick Christmas cards today. These are stamped cards using 2 of my favorite sets. Now this one is on the retiring list depending on which market you're in. So depending on whether you're in the Europe, the same as me, or in North America or Australia and New Zealand, it depends whether or not it's still in stock. But this is a really cool set. And then this one, oh, look at that. The coloring's going all weird. And then this one is a really cool set. It's in the annual catalogue. But it's got 2 sentiments in here that aren't anywhere else. And that is the happy anniversary, which is there, and get well soon. And you know my love of mixed fonts. So you've got a scripty font and a block font there and there. So these are really cool. So these cards we made at one of my Christmas card classes, and they're pretty flat, they're quick to do, and if you need quite a lot of cards, then that will be really good. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera around, she says. Let's just do that and that and another click. Yeah, okay. So we'll start out. Let me just put that card there. We'll start out with this one. So this is a old olive card base with cherry cobbler and vanilla layers. And this is purely stamped. There is nothing apart from stamping on this card. And you can do this with so many different types of card, so many different kind of stamp sets. So I'm using the pine bough and the berries, but you can easily use a different kind of leaf set. So whenever I'm making projects or whenever I'm thinking about a project and I'm thinking, right, okay, I'd really like to make this. So this card I could actually do with that holly leaf if I wanted to, and you'll see that in a minute. But if you've got different foliage, this is obviously a pine branch. But if you've got different foliage, you'll be able to do that. You can move around your sentiments, change your sentiments. And yeah, it'll be really quick. So let me get my mat. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to start out with the inside. And I'm just going to repeatedly stamp this pine branch. So I've got old olive, but I've also got garden green. So you can see I've got like different tones, and you'll find that on many trees. They're not all the same shade of green. Okay, so I'm going to just pop some berries on here as well. And I appreciate that not all, we have fir cones on pine trees. I understand that. But if I'm making a wreath with pine trees, with I can't even say, with pine boughs, I'll put berries on it. So that's that one. So then I'm going to use the Happy Christmas. And you definitely want to do this in this order. So you want your sentiment first, because you're going to build around the sentiment. Then I'm going to top and tail the sentiment with the little stamps. And then there's a tiny little stamp I'm going to use. That. And just makes a really lovely image in the center. And obviously, like I said, you can put whatever sentiment you want there. And then what we're going to do is we are going to build a wreath all the way around. So I am going to stamp repeatedly in old olive. And at the bottom, I'm kind of going up. And then I'll turn this around and keep going around the edge of the card. So then when I get to this side, I'm going down. And then as I go along the bottom, it will come up again. Let me just bring that up a little bit so you can see. Now, there's more sort of foliage here than there is here. So I'm just going to stamp off and just add a little bit more. And this is all in Old Olive. I'm then going to take Garden Green and add some additional highlights to that. And what it does is it just kind of gives you shade and tone. I'm just going to add a little bit more there as well. And then in with the berries. Here and there, dotted about. And your card is done. So let me just move those out of the way and just clean these stamps off. As otherwise, you know what's going to happen. I'm going to end up with my sorry, I was shaking you then. I'm going to end up with my fingers in the ink. Okay. Now, a traditional way of doing a wreath would be to kind of make a circle. But basically what I've done is kind of made a window. And the best thing about this kind of stamping as well is it doesn't have to be perfect. You want shade and tone in your stamping. And the joy of Stampin' Up! Inks is that there's so much pigment in them. You can repeat stamp them multiple times. So it just gives you a much more realistic image. Sue was saying this is a card that she really enjoyed making at our class. Good. And it is so simple. Such a fun card and really straightforward. Margaret saying it's very effective and quick. Yes, we like that, don't we? Right, I've got ink all down. I don't think you can see. It's off camera. I've got ink. I just said I don't want to get ink all over the place, and it's all over my desk. Okay, so that's one quick card. And like I said, that's using this stamp set. So it's called Christmas Classics. There are dies to go with this, which are really cool. So sometimes when they go on the retiring list, sometimes it's cheaper to buy the stamp set and the dies separately, and sometimes it's cheaper in a bundle. So just check when you're doing that. So really quite quick and straightforward. And then let's do the next card. This has got a tiny bit of cutting. That's all. So I've stayed with Cherry Cobbler. I've got some little gems. Now, I can't remember what these gems are. This is how I keep my gems. In one of our cello bags. And you can see which colours I've been using in class. But I don't know what they're called. So bear with me. Let me turn the page. Number 5. So they're called adhesive backed solid gems. And it's copper clay, boho blue. So that's the copper clay, boho blue, and lemon lolly. Yeah, so I've used those ones. And because storage is something that we talk about a lot. So I keep all of my open packets of gems, and because obviously I teach in-person classes as well as talking to my internet friends, I often have multiple packs open at once. So I keep them in a cello bag. And then what I do downstairs, I've actually got a peg, and I peg them all together. So I can just flick through them and just look to see what I've got. So that's really, really easy to do. So this one is using. What did I just do with that stamp set? So this one is using Ringed with Nature. Now this is in the annual catalogue, and there is an embossing folder and a die set that you can get with this as well, and it actually works on the rings, and you can emboss the tree rings and cut them out. So it's very cool. But again, I am just using the stamp set. I'm not using punches or dies, but there is a tiny bit of fussy cutting to go. So I've got cherry cobbler card blank. I've got a crumb cake layer, and very vanilla again. So I am just going to do on the inside, I'm just going to do a couple of leaves. And then I'm going to start out with the tree rings. Right in the middle. That way round. And then the Merry Christmas in cherry cobbler over the top of that. So we've got our placement, our background, and we've got our sentiment right across the middle. And then I'm going to use the leaves, and I'm going to stamp them a couple of times on sort of going up and going down, like so. Now we're going to be putting the poinsettias over the top. So I am not overly concerned about the placement, apart from I've done those two really close together. And if you look, I'm going to cover most of the leaves. So I'm going to put a third set of leaves here. And here. And it looks a bit messy at the moment. Let me show you. It looks a bit messy at the moment, but don't worry. Trust the process. It will be okay. Right, so I've got a scrap piece of Very Vanilla. And let's get these two poinsettias stamped and cut out. So Let's have a look. So lots of love for this this card here, this previous card. It's very nice. Love this card. It's clever. Easy to make a batch of them quickly. Absolutely. Michelle really likes the card as well. Hello, Lorraine. She's saying better late than never. I am pleased that you can join us whenever you can, Lorraine. You can always watch the replay and catch up with a bit that you might have missed. And Patricia's here. Good morning, Patricia. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so I am just going to fussy cut these poinsettias. As always, when I'm fussy cutting, I am leaving a border. And the reason for that is because I'm not actually that accurate with cutting on straight lines. But also, I just think it looks nicer. If you actually cut into the line, you can actually cut bits off, and I'm not a fan. So I do it this way. So let's see. So that's one. We need two. Ooh. What? Ooh. I could have cut these in advance, couldn't I? But actually, it does just show you that it doesn't actually take that long. I think sometimes we put off doing fussy cutting because we think it's going to take forever, and it doesn't. And actually, compared sometimes to getting a die cut machine out and set up, sometimes fussy cutting is faster. Okay, so I'm going to use my little gems and put them in the center. Now this works equally well with the little ones, or putting a big one in the middle. Or if you have some rhinestones, you can color them with your blends because they're a permanent marker, and they will change the color of your rhinestones. Or pearls, actually, they would work as well. So we've got our little poinsettias there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 dimensionals on them because they are quite big. And then I'm just going to bend the petals a bit. I'm not really curving them a lot, but I'm just giving them a little bit of shape. Now, obviously, if you wanted to, you could layer them like that. So give you much more sort of 3D effect. I would probably use Tombow or flat glue to stick them together, but that would be really cool. But because I want this to be a quick card, then I'm just going to have the one layer and then position it wherever it looks best. So just like that. Now, because this just has one layer of dimensionals, for the UK, it will probably, oh no, it's got gems on it. Ha! No, it will go as a large letter because of the gems. You could just colour in, or if you've got some glitter glue, perhaps use glitter glue. Or if you want it to go normal post, then put the gems on it, but don't put the dimensionals on underneath. But look, how cool is that? Really, again, a really quick card. Okay. So I've actually got 10 minutes. So what I'm actually going to do, earlier I said you could make this card with this. So let's see. Let's just play on another card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use so I'm going to start out the same way. Start out exactly the same way. So sentiment first. And the wonderful thing about this is it's got Happy Christmas and Merry Christmas. I know some people prefer one over the other, which means that you've got options. This one's a bit wonky. Oh dear. But that's okay. So I've got that bit started. So I'm going to go around the edge again with this pine bough, but I'm doing more stamping off this time because I don't want this to be the sort of predominant, no, the dominant image. There we go. So we've got just a little bit there. So then we need to get the holly. Let me just clean that one off. Oh, got stuff all over my desk. Now, let me put this one back. All right, let's get the garden green. Right, so let me get my berries. And this time I'm going to put my berries with the holly. And then what I'm going to have to do is run downstairs. Bear with me a second. Once I've done this bit. Right, so bear with me 1 second. Okay, so I've got my trusty blender pen. If you've not seen these before, they come in a set of 3, and they basically mean you can colour in with any colour. So with my ink pad, I've squished it together so I can get some ink in the lid. And I'm using my blender pen. And I don't want it really dark. I'm just going to colour in these holly leaves. Now this obviously is going to be much longer to do than the previous one, but it gives you kind of a different effect. And because I'm kind of sort of watercoloring with this blender pen, I'm not too concerned about staying in all of the lines or covering the whole of the leaf. I'm sort of giving it a suggestion of colour, and then some of them I'm making a bit darker. But that's the joy of using these blender pens, because you can get all kinds of different shading. And what I might do in a second, when I've done this, when I've coloured all the way around, I will see if it needs a bit more. Of the pine. We will see. See, I'm going quiet now. It's because I'm colouring in. It's just so therapeutic. I'm just very happy. Just sit here and colour all afternoon. Nearly there. Now, the awesome thing about these blender pens is it means that you have a marker in every colour of ink pad you own. So I'll show you in a second. Once you've finished colouring with a blender pen, you just scribble until it goes clear, which is what it's done now, and then you're ready to go on another colour. They've got some kind of magical chemical in it. I think it's glycerin, to be honest. But they're really, really cool. As with all our pens, always store them flat. So let me just show you this so far. I'm just going to add a bit more of the pine. I didn't want it to be overloaded. But I can add a little bit more now. And again, this kind of collage stamping, which is basically what you're doing, you're building up an image. It's so easy and so forgiving. And even though I've stamped over the top of it, the holly is still what's popping out. So you can always go over, add a little bit of extra colour And basically what I'm doing is I'm blending the hint. The hint is in the name. And what it does is it blends all of the ink. So it's just super cool. So there we go. Let's just stick that one together. And you'll be seeing more of this. We've got more collage style stamps coming in the next catalogue. It is just really exciting. So I love this style of stamping and building things. So let's do that. I just stuck that on the inside. Let me just remove that and do that again. That was not good. Bear with me a second. There we go. So let's have a bit of a tidy toy, shall we? Move the stuff out of the way a bit more. And let me move that. So here are the two together. So you can see the similarities but the differences. It's really, really lovely. And then that poinsettia one as well. Thank you. Margaret saying do more. Oh, Margaret. Don't worry. I think sometimes when we're typing the messages, what happens is our messages are in response to something that I've said or somebody else has said, and the system kind of pops them in at all kinds of different angles, different times. So they don't always make sense. But they made sense when we were typing them. So it's good. It's fine. Thank you, Judith. Okay, so that is all from me this week. I will be back next Tuesday. Remember to go and check out the clearance rack. You can click on the links from my website, which is www.inspiringinking.com. There is like a direct link from there. If you're on my mailing list, you will have had an email this morning. Well, it was actually quite late last night. I think I sent the email. It was maybe the early hours of this morning with information about the clearance rack. So you'll just get a clickable link. But either way, pop over to my blog and you'll find all the links to all the products and classes and events that you can join in with. So thank you so much. Thank you, Patricia, saying that she loves the way I've built the pattern. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Lorraine. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Joanna. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time out of your day to come and hang out with me. I really, really appreciate it. And I will see you all back here next week. Take care till then. Goodbye.